No, I don't remember any stories about civil rights or anything directly affecting them, except for they grew up in Alabama, right along the Mason-Dixon line. And some may know that that was a very popular place for racism and bodily harm to come to people who are of color. My family, uh, despite all the obstacles that were thrown their way, managed to overcome those those obstacles. They chose to work hard and stick together and continue to believe that the measurement of a man or woman is not based on color, but based on the content of their character. And they believe that's something that they believed and still do believe at the core of their very being. And they don't let the limitations of other thinking impede their judgment. They they've been clever enough to live anyway and be who they are anyway, despite the obstacles. No, my mom was a live out loud, is a live out loud kind of a person. She was a single parent with two daughters, that was very sick, and in a home that required payments and bills to be paid and food to be put on the table. So I saw her working hard from early in the morning till late in the evening. I saw her making my clothes. I saw her still not allowing her obstacles to overtake her, um, and joining forces with people like babysitters who helped her further achieve her goals. She didn't have to say what it was, or no one had to name it, but you saw as a single parent, a single African American parent, pushing forward and holding on to her culture, holding on to what she grew up believing to fuel her through the obstacles of not or of only allowing women to do certain jobs, or being thought of as it being capable only for certain things. She always knew that she was capable of much more, and always looked for ways to live that out so that she could breathe and be who she's called to be. So her dream wasn't squashed, and it has not been squashed by oppression. They had to be incredibly self-sufficient. They needed to know how to grow their own food, how to raise their own cattle, sheep, chickens, pigs, so that they can survive. They had to learn how to preserve their food to survive through the winter, and to provide for the children as they grow up, as they grew up. Um, there were people who didn't like them because of their color, and didn't like them because despite the obstacles being thrown at them, they were able to succeed. They were able to find water. They were able to drink milk from a cow. They were able to feed their children. They were able to continue to learn, and not simple things, but the more difficult questions, uh, the sciences, the math, the language, the written word. They were still able to persevere despite the obstacles. It caused them to have tremendous strength, sometimes inconceivable amounts of strength, to continue to have the family together. So it was more of a not so much tell you, but see me do it and learn why and learn how, so you too can survive. Yes, my grandmother was born in 1919, and she had her first child at the age 19, and she was a very dark-skinned black woman with blue eyes, and some people were afraid of her because she would have blue eyes, and then others just their fear led them to hate because she was strong. There were times where she was picking cotton and she was pregnant, and she had one of her children in the cotton field while at work, and had to return to work. Didn't get the 6 to 8 weeks to heal up and come on back to work. She had to come back immediately, or it would be given away. And she always worked hard. She showed up at every job that she was employed to do, and worked as many as she possibly could. And there were times where they didn't have lights, And the Ku Klux Klan would come just because they knew she was pregnant and knew that she was alone, and came and shot shotguns into the air around the house and called her old horrible names, and hoping that the white hoods would scare her to death. It just made her angry and stronger, and she was able to have the baby with success and continue to raise her family despite what it was doing to her marriage and to the sanity of her children, to overcome post-traumatic stress as we understand it today, to overcome so many things that there are so many clinical names for in this day and age that were generated because of fear and hate. But they overcame it, and they still love, and they still do love. No matter what color you are, they know that life prevails and that truth prevails. So, and because of that, they're strong. We are strong because of it. They left us a legacy of love and strength. Oh, for sure, and power. Anyone, any nation, as any group of people will tell you, as Jewish people will tell you with the Holocaust, even the German soldiers knew that there was something there that was protecting some of the people that they were there to slaughter and torment and to get for them to turn away from their God. But they chose not to. And they bear witness to it. They saw the Holy Spirit, and then they got afraid of it because it was a power, and they knew what they were doing was wrong. So, yes, God has stepped in many times, more times than we can number. And have we given him gratitude or thanks or any sort of appreciation that's worthy of what he's done for us? I don't think so. But when you know better, you do better. So I hope that there are those who get to have that experience, to know that legacy of love that keeps you going each day, despite the obstacles, that you're able to stand and move forward. Yes, because you have to hang on to the truth. You have to have a reality of what truth is, and do a comparison of what it is you're seeing and hearing, what somebody is trying to present to you as truth versus what is the truth. It forces you to stand your ground on what you believe. And you too will find out where your heart is connected. Because some people just walk away from it because it hasn't taken root. It's not what they believe, it's not something that they agree with. But other people do. Other people do believe in truth and a legacy of love that does not impede on a person's, his or her decision-making process. They present the facts, and the person makes the choice. And their actions thereafter are their own consequences or benefits. Just depends on what decision they make. But that's not my business to relegate. There is no civil law that can do that. Can't make you make the right decision. You have to know what the right decision is and choose to make it, and then choose to stand on it if that is in fact what you believe.